Oh, good afternoon, it's Margaret again from M.E.s Orchids, and I thought I'd just bring you into the kitchen because this afternoon we're hoping to have a look at this Dendrobium pendulum. Now I'm in the horns of a dilemma here. The culture on this little species orchid, it has two distinct seasons in its natural habitat. Its growing season, it receives copious rainfall and fertilisation, and the winters are dry and cold. Now this pendulum is deciduous in nature and remains dormant during winter and blooms early spring on upper nodes of its leafless canes. And it says to grow in bright light and keep it moist and fertilised during the growing season, and then it's withhold fertilisation during the winter, but regularly miss the canes to keep the seed balls from shriveling. Right, now here we go. This is what it's grown in, and it's just the outer shell of a coconut. And in the countries where these grow them like this, they're absolutely fine, there's not a problem at all. The only problem is when it comes to a country like ours, and our growing conditions are completely different. Now this one here, when I gently lifted it out of that basket there, and I've actually cleaned the basket and just put a little bit of wire on, when I've pulled it out of that, it's got a natural hole there. Probably the best doing that way for you. It's got a natural hole there, so bugs could be down there. You know what I'm like with bugs. That's what, hence the gloves. So I gently just prise that away like that. I don't know whether you can see, I hope I'm in focus. And I mean, I don't know in the habit whether this actually breaks down, and but it's very healthy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this at all. My only problem being is how do I replicate this growing condition in my environment. Now this is just natural moss here, lichen, moss, whatever you call it. It's got little things growing in it, and I didn't know what to do. I need to fill this hole for a start, but then I didn't know whether or not I don't feel brave enough actually to actually remove all this, because it's very difficult, especially when that's been, I mean, I don't know how long this has been in this little coconut basket, and but it seems happy enough in there. So I have got here, and I don't use it very often, I have got some coconut fibre here, and I've got this just soaking in some water. I don't use this very often because I find it retains too much water anyway. But I thought what I'd do is I'd just had two ideas. Well, one of the ideas is I do need to fill that hole there. That hole there. And you see, I can put my finger right down there. So I thought if nothing else, I would be able to fill that hole with this coconut. This coconut chippings I've got here. So I'm going to do that now, because that won't do it any harm. It's familiar, although it's new, and I just need to just make it firm really more than anything. And let's just have a look. What I don't want it to do, of course, is to push it too far out so that I can't get it back in that little basket. Let's have a look. I mean, when I smell it, it doesn't smell bad at all. So let's just bring this little basket over here, because this is what it's used to being in. See, it just fits in there, no problem. There's air gaps for these roots to come out. So then my other idea was either put some more of this mixture and try and just push some down the side, but there again these holes are quite large, and I thought, oh well, if I do that I'm going to be pushing it, it's going to be coming out. So then I thought, well, what I could do is just to put some large pieces of bark and just tuck them down the side here. Just watch that there's no actual roots that I'm going to damage by pushing it down like that. See, I've got a root here. Don't know whether you'll see that. See this root here, that just comes up inside. But if I just pull it back like that with this little label and get another large piece of bark, I could maybe just slip that down there. Pull that label out now. Let's have a look. I don't know whether I'm in. You see, there's that root there. Not the one that I've just shown you, that's another one. See, what I don't want to do, of course, is damage any of these roots. But there's two pieces I've got in now. Let's see if I can get maybe a smaller piece of bark just to manoeuvre in there. Just bear with me a minute. This is why sometimes it's so painstaking. Now this is a piece, and of course it's soft, but I'm not so bothered about the softness of it, because that now will not damage that root. And you see now, I'll bring it up in a minute, but now that is quite firm in there, and eventually these new roots will come through here and go all around the outside. Because what I don't want to do with this one is to disturb it in the sense of those roots. I don't want to disturb those roots. Now, bear with me a minute. I've just gone into the other room just to get this paintbrush. And then let's just have a look what that is there. Can I get any more down in that little hole there? Just see if I can, just to pack it. I had one viewer very kindly comment about these nibbles that have, it's nibbled the top here, and there was nibbles in the leaves, some of the leaves. That suggested that I just put some slug pellets down, which I have done, and nothing's appeared. So it is actually capable, believe it or not, of flowering from this cane here. Let me just wipe that, see what that is. I think they're just marks, just a natural mark. And if I just hold the camera now so that you can see, let me just put that. Can I put that down there now? See, that label will go that way. I'll just write the date on in a minute. And that has had minimal disturbance. and I should be able to actually hang this outside during the summer, and because it likes copious amounts of rain. I'm not so sure whether it would like cold. It turns cold here where I live in England, but at the end of the day it'll certainly get rained on. And so this is the first one. It's only a very, very minimal repotting, and I've not watered this yet, and I think my indicators for watering it is when I touch that moss there. That moss is really damp, really wet. So I think that's going to be my indicator for when it wants watering. So let me just pick the camera back up now, and then I'll just show you how it looks. So there we go. And when it's hung up now, there we go. That cane there, hopefully, will now elongate and then fall over. There we go. So thank you for joining me on this quick repotting video, and I'll bring you back shortly to do one of the others. So take care now, and I'll see you shortly. Bye bye now.